Hi guys, welcome in my channel Explore DBA Stuff. Today I am going to explain you how to migrate Oracle database from Solaris platform to Linux platform. As you might have already know that Solaris is big Indian format and Linux is little Indian format, and there are tons of document in web how to migrate, but today I am going to explain you how to reduce downtime while you are migrating your database from Solaris to Linux. So to do this, I have used an Oracle supplied script. So you can download this script from Metalink. So this is the document 12C reduce transportable tablespace downtime using cross-platform incremental backup. So there are latest version, but I have found this version very useful and easy to understand. So I'll be explaining this process using this script. Okay, let's get started. So the main executable for this is xttdriver.pl. So once you download this, you will find a zip file. You have to extract it, and you will find the main executable xttdriver.pl and xtt.properties, where you have to write your input parameter. So I have given some sample xtt.properties. The first one is table spaces. So basically here you have to mention the list of comma separated table spaces, but no new line characters are allowed here. Then you have to mention your platform ID. So platform ID you can get from VDollar database from the column platform underscore ID. Then you have backup format. So backup format means while you are taking RMAN backup, so in which location it will go. Then you have storage on disk. So if you are copying in S from non-ASM to ASM, so in my case it was from non-ASM to ASM, so I have used plus data, which is the data disk group name, and backup on disk. This is an optional parameter in case you want to use it. ASM home, so you have to mention your grid infrastructure ASM home, ASM SID, which is by default plus ASM1, and some parallelism. So while it will execute for taking backup and for roll forward, you have to use this parameter. So basically for roll forward, this roll parallel equal to 8 is nothing but it will create 8 Arman parallel sessions and try to recover. Now while writing this table spaces list, in my case it was a huge number of table spaces, at least 600 table spaces. So I faced a little bit challenge, so I will explain you how did I resolve that issue. So definitely you are not going to write 600 table spaces manually, and so I will show you how to get comma separated table space for you. So first you get the table space list from db underscore table spaces, excluding some system table spaces or the table spaces which you are not interested. So this will give you a comma separated table space list, but with a new line character. As I said, you cannot use new line character. So I have written a simple shell script. Just try to focus on that. This is the simple table shell script part. So I have initialized a variable, two variable vtemp and ctr. Ctr is nothing but a counter, where I have initialized with space and 0. And then I'm trying to reading from the tablespace.txt, which I have already generated using this SQL, which will have a table space list with comma separated but with a new line. So what it is trying to do is it is trying to concatenate your table space list. So once that is done, I'm writing a while loop. Once that is done, I'm just redirecting the output of this vtemp variable to a file called tablespace underscore list.txt. And this way you can just copy and paste the entire tablespace list. One thing is that you can have a comma at the end of the last tablespace. You just need to remove that one. That's it. And also I would suggest you to make sure that the count of tablespace is same what you are getting from this list. So to do that, I have used the awk utility to find the number of field using a comma separator. So this will should give you the exact number of table spaces. Now usually we know that to check transportable set we use dbms underscore tts dot transport set check with the list of comma separated table space. Unfortunately, if you have huge number of table spaces which you want to migrate using cross platform, there is a restriction. I forgot what is the total number of table spaces are allowed in this comma separated list. So in my case, since that was a very big list, I cannot use that. So what I did is I just made sure there are no object on the table spaces which I have been excluded from the list. So this way at least I can find if there is any dependency. If something is there, I will try to definitely move that object to my table space list. So now I have moved this xttd.properties to destination location as well. There are some optional parameter in destination side, but that doesn't make any harm. You can just leave it as it is. I just copied the same file. It doesn't matter. Okay. Now we are ready to take backup, but in my environment, I faced some issue, which is a known issue as well, which you can see this document that cross-platform transportable tablespace migration to Exadata failing with ORA 19611. And backup is out of order. What does it mean is you have a multi-section backup, which means your data file backup is spread up across multiple pieces. So this script will not work, it will fail. So in my case, it was like there was a setting for max piece size with 10 gig. So before you run this backup, you just need to remove this max piece size like this. And I will explain you why you have to remove it because of the constraints in the command. Now, since it is a very big backup, backup will take a lot of time, so I would recommend you run it in background. So I have used at now utility. You can use nohub, whichever you like best. Now you have to set some environment variable. For example, this tmpdir. This is very important because this is the directory from where you are basically running the script. So all your executables are there, and all your log files and a trace file, everything will be created in this directory. If you don't mention it, it might throw error. So you should set this directory. And then you set your Oracle environment like Oracle base, Oracle home, Oracle SID, and the path. And then you run the xttdriver.pl with the argument -- backup. Now, so your backup is now complete. So we need to validate it. What do you mean by validate? Validate means you should make sure it has taken exactly same number of data file backup what you are looking for. So to do that, I have used $rman output. So in that, you can see this is the unique key, session stamp and session record ID. So from the rman status, you can select the operation backup for transport. You will not find it normal level 0 or level 1. This particular operation you will find only when you are taking backup for transport command, and you know your start time and end time and use that. So you will get entire output for this process and you can spool off. Once you spool off, you can just search for the string input data file. So this will give you total number of data file were introduced in the backup, and this should exactly match with your data file count into your table space. After backup, you can see three very important files, and you should understand what these files are doing and how they are utilizing these files. The first one, xttplan.txt, then tsbkupmap.txt, and incrbackups.txt. So xttplan.txt, this is very important. It holds table space, data file, and SN number mapping. And the data, you can see this is a sample. This is a table space, and this is the SCN number. That means while you are taking backup, that was the SCN number for this table space, and these are all included data files under that table space. tsbkup map, so it holds data files included in backup piece. That means if you backup piece name is this many number of data file id, so these are all data file number 180, 21, 621, etc., and so on. So this is the map, basically a mapping between your backup piece and data file. And then you have incrbackups.txt. So basically it simply logs the backup piece name like below. Okay. I think I forgot one more thing, that is xtt new data files.txt. So once backup has been taken, you have to transfer these files tsbkupmap.txt and xttnewdatafile.txt to destination host in $tmpdir, which means where basically from which location you will be running this utility xttdriver.pl. Now it is the time to restore the backup using that backup set. Same process, you can run it from background using @now, and now you have to run this --restore. So in this process you can see it has created a new directory and log file. You can use --debug for additional and debug log and trace, but I would recommend not to do that because it will create a lot of debug trace file and which might fill up your Oracle home directory. So in case you have a lot of spaces and you know that you can manage, you can use it, it's up to you. Once the restoration is complete, you have to make sure that it has restored same number of data files. Okay, so to do that, go under grid directory where your grid infrastructure is running. Then you log in as sysasm and use this SQL query. Select name from $asm alias where name like %.dbf. So this should give you the exactly same count. Now, at this point, you have to take incremental backup from the source. Go to the source again, and you run the backup again from using @now. Same process, but you have to use --bkpinc. Now this step is very important, and these three files play a very important role. xttplan, tsbkupmap.txt, incr backups.txt. So as I told you that xttplan.txt contains the SCN number, table space, and the corresponding data file. tsbkupmap contains the mapping of backup piece and their corresponding data files. incr backups.txt contains just simply the name of the backup piece. So these three files you have to transfer in the destination location of tmpdir. So tmpdir is nothing but the same location from where you are running your xttdriver.pl. So this is the process, but for the subsequent incremental backup you have to use -s. So one thing I just want to tell you that when you are using -bkpenc, so it will understand that it has to take backup from the SCN which it has already stored in xttplan.txt. And when you are taking bkpenc, the new SCN will be generated and it will be saved in xttplan.txt. Now you come to the destination. Now you have to apply this incremental backup, which means it will restore from the incremental backup and it will definitely convert from big endian to little endian. So this conversion is also happened previously while you are using --restore. So it will convert as well as restore from the backup piece. So now once incremental backup is taken, you can just recover it using --recover. Now at this stage we can either take incremental backup and follow step 7 and 8, but if you decide to make your target as close as possible, you can take some more incremental backup. So once you decide you are ready to migrate your database and you are ready to get a downtime, then you have to make all the concerned table spaces read-only from in the source side. So you can use some SQL just to create all your table spaces read-only, and you can as well create a script for read-write. Now you take the final incremental backup with the argument --bkpenc, and you create Oracle directory object where you want to export your metadata. As you see that I have created directory xtt underscore mig underscore src. Now, you should create a par file, because in my cases, it was a very, I mean, it's a very huge number of table spaces were there. So I definitely recommend, if you have large table spaces, you create a par file with the command transport underscore table spaces, and definitely list you can get from the xtt.properties file. Okay, so now export your metadata. Nothing new. So you can see. So once export is completed, you have to make sure it has include same number of data files. So Basically, in the log file, you can see it has included some data files. So just use your grep command with -c. This will give you the count. There must be some matching pattern. Use that matching pattern from the log file. In my case, it is 1165. Now, so this export will not export procedure, packages, and a function. So I would recommend that you export it separately. And of course, you have to export it separately. It's not your choice if you want to make it operational. So I have just used content equal to metadata only, and I have excluded user table index grant. So once your backup is completed, same process, you just need to move these three files to the target: xttplan.txt, tsbkviewmap.txt, and ncrbackups.txt. And in the target site, you just recover it using --recover. We are almost at the end of the finish. Now you just need to import metadata from those two dump files using impdp to do that. So to create xtt some par file and use this clause transport underscore data files. So how will you get the data files? You can log in with the grid user and you can create the script like this. So just copy that list and put it in transport underscore data files. Okay, one thing is important before importing your metadata. Uh, it is recommended that you create DDL of your concerned user and role, and you create necessary directory object where you want to copy your dump files. Now you import. Now you import it from the dump files you have created. There are two dump files. One is this one, metadata.dmp, which holds all the table space information which will help you to plug. And also you have emp metadata, which holds procedure, package, and functions under the schema, concerned schema. So once you plug using this process, so you can count the segment to match with your source. So this should give you the exactly same count. So after this step number 12, you can also count object-wise count from the source and target, and you can compare to make sure everything is fine. Once you decide everything is fine, now it is your responsibility to make all the table space from read-only mode to read-write mode. And this is the last step. This is an optional step, though it does not depend whether you are migrating from which platform to which platform. Just for your benefit, I have mentioned here. So basically, if you have a plan baseline, you just need to make sure you should export and import those plan baseline. So this is the way I have just exported, and you can use it. So that's it from today. Thanks very much for watching my video. So if you think this has helped to understands the process, how to migrate is and reduce the downtime while you are migrating from one Indian platform to different Indian platform, you can use this document. If you like it, please comment and like my video. Thank you very much. Bye.